Okay, so, and so she makes friends with the witch group, but they take it too far, way too far. And if you want to hear the rest, watch the movie. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of what I wrote. It might not be what I do now because this is like before. The call to spirits. She got her friends in class. Guy teases her and they push him with their mind. The girls become BFFs and use the powers to do cool things. I find it cool that they added a person who is transgender in this one. How much they did to the movie to bring it into this time period. Yes, so in the original they did not have a transgender one. Or a, like, it fits today's style. And they put a spell on the mean boy for him to get in touch with his feelings. Turns out he is bisexual, which isn't okay with Lilith's stepdad, who ends up killing him. Lilith got into a fight with her friends because she put a love spell on him, on top of the other spell, which is dangerous. They tried to bind their powers, but realized that it was her stepdad doing the bad things. They had a big battle with him. Luckily, at the end, her mother was there, and she had her friends and got to meet her biological mother. I consider it to be a great movie. The girl's real name is Lilith. Everyone calls her like Lily or something. Her biological mother is Nancy Downs. She got to meet her at the end of the movie. Side note, I can use my cape, wand, spell, broom, etc. to help make this review more interesting. So, in the movie, the stepdad actually is, from what I understand, part of an evil group of pagans or witches, which is so, like, he actually killed him and made it Lilith, like she did it with her powers, and he noticed that she was getting powers and her group was becoming stronger than them, and he was getting kind of like, well, men are so stronger than you. He was kind of like being really rude and abusive, so she tried to stay away from him, didn't really stay at the house that often, and when she was home, she would lock herself up because she didn't want to deal with him. And the tie-in is the fact that Nancy is from the original craft. And I guess because she went away, I'm putting it in the nicest terms, no one really knew she had a kid, and Lilith didn't find out she was adopted towards like the end, which is kind of a spoiler alert. But if you're reading a review, be expected to get spoiled. I'll try to add spoiler in here. I love the movie. It was really good.
Hi there, I am
It has some
Season
really
Anime.
cool scenes,
And I
they
want
tried
to
help
say
those
don't
who are
forget to
getting
like,
picked on
subscribe,
and being bullied.
and if I
Which
have
is
a bell,
kind of
click it.
ironic because in the first movie, the
Don't
girls
forget
were the ones getting bullied.
that
and
this
so, like,
is my adult
these
channel.
group of girls are trying to help those who
So like,
are
subscribe,
and
become a member of my
are being
not so
picked on because
fabulous
their identity
morning
or
family.
looks or their skin colors. So
I also am going to be
and I
filming a
would
new
say
intro
watch it. And if you want to wait,
with a
watch
cute
it during
thing.
Halloween. It's really
I hope
cool.
y'all like, subscribe, and watch my TikToks, and buy some of my books off of Amazon, and check out some of my artwork.
Because I love the grass.
It's so hot, so give myself some fan, because it's summertime here.
The investigation fair. It's
One last before I put it away.
and I'll review that one. It's been a while, but I remember it pretty well. But, like, it's not just about witches. It's about a group of friends who try to help each other, help others, understand each other. And it got them to have some good friendships. In the original, the friendships ended in a bad way. But in the remake, they ended in a good way. So I was grateful to see how like they added some new things, added some like, hey, this is kind of what we were hoping in the original, but it didn't. And this one still has like that darkish tone, but it's a little lighthearted at times, like the original. And it was interesting to see how like they changed it and how like people view them differently. I don't think she went to a Catholic school in the remake, like in the original, but I thought it was kind of cool to like see how different and how some of the same things happened and how it was connected, and how like the mom of Lilith, her adoptive mom, knew Nancy from the original. So it's kind of a good movie. I would go watch it, and if you don't want to watch it now, watch it during Halloween. It's a movie that I would suggest. I don't hate the movie. I like it a lot. And of course I like the original, The Craft. And if you can, watch both. Because it's really... But just remember the time period that the movie was made in, because some things hold up and others are like, it doesn't hold up as much. But it also helps to watch both, because then you're like, oh, they did this in a remake. That's kind of what I wanted to see. So it's kind of cool to see both. I mean, I was enjoying it. So let me know on my Facebook, Instagram, here, I don't know, wherever you can talk to me. What if you've seen The Craft and The Craft Legacy? Like I said, this is the version before I started like doing it in better detail and looking it up and learning more about it. I also know a lot about the original. And this was, sitting on my phone for Movie Monday, and I thought, hey, I need to review it for all there at podcast land. I hope y'all are enjoying my podcast.
But the question is, do all of them really want to be it? Exquisite is the lead.
Bon Jovi's song is called August 7th, 4:15. It is quite a sad little song because it's about what happened to Catherine, because her father was his manager. Catherine was a first grader at Valley View Elementary School in August, Texas, and took ballet lessons as well as swimming and soccer lessons. Sounds like she had a pretty decent life. Catherine lived in an 800 block of the upper scale gated community. Sounds a little fancier than what I had growing up. We had a pretty bad, rough neighborhood, and then I lived in like a
want to say like a horror area in the town I lived in. Chris at home, Catherine loved to draw and build homes for the bugs that she found in their lush garden. Ooh, I was not a fan of bugs even when I was a tomboy. And yes, I was like rolling on the ground, getting muddy, getting my clothes dirty to the point like people are like, is she okay? Because I would be like more of a tomboy than even my brothers. I would play with action figures and I would talk about like comic books. So I was definitely into that, but bugs were not my favorite. They're still not my favorite thing. And if I see them in the house, I have my stepdad take them out and put them in the outside so he doesn't kill them but gets them away. Let me see. Gated community. Lived in the... Okay. Elder Circle in Austin, Texas with her father Paul, her mother Nancy, and her 9-year-old brother Chris. At home, Catherine loved to draw, and if y'all are wondering why I bought 2 new movies, it's because our Wi-Fi has gone out. It's sometimes the only thing that works. Our Blu-ray. Yeah, that's right. Like, the downloaded movies you can't watch when the internet goes out. The only thing you can do is watch, like, movies on Blu-ray. Or read a book. Or work on, like, my stories. So when the Wi-Fi was out, I was like, I'm out of movies. Even though I have, like, plain movies, but I don't know if they would work in my Xbox. I thought it was just so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, this matches. It matches pretty well. Not 100%, but compared to before, I had to get a blue one. I mean, half of my clothes are blue. And I like the scrunchies that have like this little, I don't know what you want to call it. They're like decorative scrunchies. So they have like these little things. I have 4 now. I had to get this cute tie-dye one as well because like this could go with a few of my dresses. Y'all know I love to match. I love scrunchies and I love headbands. I also love hats. I couldn't find any hats that like this hat or a hat like this. They didn't have any. It's kind of annoying. But now I have more scrunchies to wear. Yes, I have too many scrunchies and I don't care. I love it. Okay, we already read that. Elder Circle was a quiet and safe street considering of grand homes and manicured lawns. Like nice lawns, nice house. It's kind of like where I live now where it's like you don't expect anything like that to happen where I live now. But I always was told since I lived in my old neighborhood where things were not as good, you be careful. I've learned the hard way. But when you're in like a nice neighborhood, you get comfortable and you think, oh, well, no one will do this. Nothing like that will happen here. And the reason I talk about this case is because I actually feel so bad. Even before I had a kid, I've read about this case. It's a little confusing and I felt so bad for the parents because like, and then as a parent, oh, it's devastating. And I hope her family's doing well and I hope that maybe one day what really happened will eventually come out. And hopefully her case is solved. Maybe it is. I haven't read it in a while. Let's get back to it. Street names are on large stone sittings top of brick pillars. Catherine would often play with the children of her neighborhood who would describe Catherine as a kind and generous little girl. It looks like she has like dirty blonde hair and maybe like dark blue eyes. On the 7th of August, 1996, Catherine, Nancy, and Chris had been running errands. They went to the math tutors went to Subway for lunch and then went to buy Paul some golf clubs for his birthday. Now,
Before I forget, I have one more thing for my adult channel. I got Wonder Woman 1984, so expect a review on that. I also got a kids movie, it's called Spies in Disguise. Will Smith and Tom Holland. Seems like a good team. I review that. I also got a scrunchie that is like ginormous. I love scrunchies. Not because I'm a physical girl, because I actually wear them and use them. I use the small ponytails to hold my hair up, and then I use the scrunchies to make it extra. This one's giant. I thought it was just so cute. I got this one to match the yellow dress that I have, which is kind of funny because it kind of matches that yellow dress I was wearing the other day, which was yesterday.
hi there. On my podcast channel, you could see me talk about Movie Mondays. And today was Craft Legacy. Last time, it was I did Corella. I did a Pokemon review. I'm trying to remember all the names and I'm blanking. I'm so sorry. Let's see if we can go up to the list. We're going to the list. So I'm going to go to the list of just all the names on my podcast so you can get an idea of what's up in my podcast. Chill Out with Animate Sloth Girl, C. Shell Splendor Shell Podcast, Chill Out about pets, kids, and more, Case 19 Movie Review, Seahorse and Sea Dragon Facts, Conspiracy Theories for TV Shows, Whales, Dolphins, Allergy Attack and Adulting, Sharks, Rays, Skates, and Chimers? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Unbelievably Kimmy TV Review, Pokemon, Awake Movie Review, Llama Facts, No Internet, Schitt's Creek TV Review, Dumbo Facts, ASMR and Adulting, Podcast Mashup, Feel the Beat Movie Review, Facts about sea turtles, starfish, sea urchins, sea cucumbers, and dollar seashells, RSD/CRPS, Teen Titans, and Summer, Fate the Winx Saga, Blobfish, Fangtooth Fish, Lanternfish, She-Robin Frog, Dentist, Teen Titans Raven, Corella Movie Review, Sloths, Shoes, Yu-Gi-Oh! One Day at a Time, TV Show Review, Armadillos, Anteaters, and Sloths, Podcast Mashup, Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Review, Beast Boy Teen Titans, Mysterious Benedict Society TV Review, bloopers, Molly Burke and Darman, My Disabilities, Disney Easter eggs. So the last one was Pokemon. That was my last podcast.